Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to your new favorite cricket fan channel called Willow and Leather. This is me, Shravan. Welcome to the show again. This is part of a series that we're doing as a preview to IPL 2024. We're taking one team at a time, kind of analyzing and dissecting the team, and I'm providing basically my thoughts on what are their key strengths and weaknesses, what is my predicted starting 12 for each team, and my predictions for where they might end up at the end of the season. Right? So, continuing on with that series, the team for today is Punjab Kings. So, let's dig a little deeper into the team and we'll see, how they might fare this season again as well. Right, as a quick recap, last year was an underwhelming season for them, finishing eighth in the table, and unfortunately, this has kind of become a routine for Punjab Kings. Under delivering season after season. I think I have to go back a long way to recollect when they were last in the playoffs. It's unfortunately one of those sides that has just not found their mojo in the last several years. Can things change around this time around? We'll see. Time will tell. But looking at some of the key changes, the most notable change for me was the fact that they let go of Shah Rukh Khan before the auction, which kind of blew my mind, to be honest. Not a whole lot of players in this league that can do or is capable of doing what Shah Rukh Khan does. Big hitter coming in and being able to finish off games for the team. So players like that are, at a premium, and it's quite a baffling decision if you ask me. So the fact that they've let Shah Rukh Khan go. But on the bright side, Johnny Bairstow is fit again. He was plagued with injury last season, and having him back, I think, will add a lot of stability and aggression at the top of the order. So I think that's a welcome, change for them. Patel comes into the team, which I think is again another great addition. I think that really strengthens their bowling lineup quite significantly. And I know he had an off season last year playing for RCB, but I think he still has that level of quality to be able to deliver in some crunch games for the team. So I think that will be a welcome change and a welcome addition to the team as well. In terms of strengths, I'd say, relatively the same core overall. Like I said, right, not too many changes between last year and this year, which means that the management team feels fairly comfortable and confident with the roster that they have. I would beg to differ. I felt like, they probably should have been a little bit more adventurous in their strategy for retentions and for the auction. But then again, the management is showing faith in the players. So at least that hopefully gives the players a little bit of confidence and, the eagerness to do a little bit better this time around. And I think another strength this time around will be their pace bowling attack. I think they have a good mix of overseas quality versus domestic pace bowlers as well. So I think that really gives them the tools that they need to be effective both at the top of the innings and in the death overs as well. So that I think will be a big plus for the team this year. But unfortunately for me, that is where the strengths list kind of ends. When it comes to my perceived weaknesses for the team, underperforming marquee players like Liam Livingston and Sam Curran last year, I think that was definitely a big factor in why they ended up doing poorly. Liam Livingston, he's a highly rated player, and rightfully so. He is more than capable of completely decimating teams on his day. But those days need to come by more frequently. Unfortunately, that hasn't happened so far for him in the IPL. But this season, I'm hoping he'll be, looking to turn things around and create a bigger impact. Just for the quality of a player that he is, I think he should be, having a bigger impact on this tournament. So hopefully, he has a good season for them. But his lack of form is definitely a concern. And Sam Curran, who was their big buy a couple of years ago, years. They shelled out a lot of money for him. Hasn't really delivered for that price tag. And again, players don't really control the price tag, obviously, but that's just the nature of the auction dynamics. But they will be placing a lot of faith in him. They have continued placing a lot of faith in him, and I think it's time that he starts delivering with some real significant impacts to the team. So I think the form dip that these two players have been going through, I think that's definitely been a big area of concern for the team. And the other big area of weakness that I see is their lack of depth in their domestic squad, specifically in the batting department. When I was trying to put this list of 12 players who would be my choice for the starting 12 for this team, when I was trying to put that list together, I was struggling to come up with some decent options to fill in for those domestic batters. Kind of goes to show how under staffed they are, or under equipped they are with quality batters in the team, which again kind of makes me really question the decision of letting Shah Rukh Khan go. Really surprised that they didn't retain him. But let's look at what they can do, and let's look at what their starting 12 could potentially look like. A couple of positives right at the top: Shikhar Dhawan to open the innings, obviously, and leading the side as well. His form in the IPL has been very consistent. One of the top run getters in the whole league over the years. I think he still holds the record for the highest number of fours in the IPL. Excellent in the power play, knows how to get good starts without being ultra aggressive. He's just one of those guys who you'll see just coasting along, hitting gaps and hitting boundaries without necessarily going for the big shots. And then he knows how to change his gears and up the ante in the second half of the innings if he's around there. So he can definitely make it count if he gets a start, and Punjab Kings will be hoping that he can get a good season this time around too. To partner alongside him at number 2 is Johnny Bairstow. Like I said, I think Bairstow being back is a great addition to the team. Helps cover the wicketkeeper gap as well. So I think he brings a lot of experience, and I think his level of aggression. I think if both Dhawan and Bairstow can get going, I think that's a very destructive opening pair. So that is definitely a positive for them, and hopefully they can do well, and the team will be relying heavily on these two to be doing a bulk of their scoring for them. Okay, at number 3, this was one of those positions that I was struggling to find the right person to put in. But my first choice is Harpreet Singh. It was kind of a toss-up between Harpreet Singh and Prabh Simran Singh. But Prabh Simran, I think, got a longer run last time around, primarily because he was a wicket-keeping option as well. But with Johnny Bairstow coming in, I think Harpreet Singh might be the first pick to bat at that position. Again, neither of those players have really made any significant impact, but they have shown at least signs of promise here and there. But I feel like Harpreet Singh is probably a little bit more of an aggressive batter, so I'd probably say he gets the first nod and might feature at number 3 for the team. But again, it's a key position, and I think whoever bats there needs to be able to make big contributions for the team. Otherwise, it's a very, very tough position. If you're not scoring enough runs or if you're not contributing, that is, I think, one of the key positions that can really hurt the team. So you have to be very careful and put a lot of thought into who bats at number 3 for your team. At number 4, Liam Livingstone. Again, as I said, has had an off season or a mixed season. Last couple of years have been kind of mixed, I guess. But we all know what he's capable of. And let's say the openers between Dhawan and Bairstow can get a good start for the team. I think that would lay the perfect platform for Livingstone to come in somewhere around the 10th over mark or the 12th over mark and really go after the bowling. And he's ultra aggressive against the spinners too. So I think he can definitely boss the middle overs and make sure that the scoring momentum keeps continuing for the finishers to come in and seal the deal later. Number 5, I have Jitesh Sharma. I think the revelation for the team from last year was Jitesh Sharma. Exceptionally good with his batting and his finishing abilities as well, and another wicket-keeping option too. So I think that adds a lot of value, and he's shown some remarkable presence of mind and ability and mental toughness to be able to bat in such key positions. And there were like a few innings last year where he just was playing some unbelievable cricket. It was very heartening to see someone break through the ranks and come and perform at that highest level against some quality bowling teams in the IPL last year. So, rightfully so, he earned an India call up based on those performances as well. And he'll be one of the folks in contention for a spot in the T20 World Cup right after the IPL for India. So, I think it's very important that he has a solid IPL as well, just to kind of boost his chances of making it as a part of that squad for the World Cup. So a lot will rest on his shoulders for the team as well. I think the team last year might not have really expected a whole lot from him, but this time around, just based on his previous performances, I think the expectations will be a little higher from him. At number 6, I have Sam Curran. Again, highly built, highly rated, and can contribute heavily with both bat and ball. I think with the bat, he's been slightly underwhelming in the last couple of seasons. But again, if the foundation is laid where the top order gets a decent score and a decent platform, then folks like Livingston and Curran can be exceptionally dangerous, and they can bat with a lot of freedom and really, cause some damage. So I think they'll be looking at Curran to really step up this time too. And again, with the bowling as well, someone who's used to bowling with the new ball too, but can come in the middle overs or even bowl at the death. So again, a bowler that provides a lot of variety and options. So I think they'll rely heavily on Sam Curran this time as well. At number 7, I've put in Atharva Taide, one of the batters who's been with Punjab Kings now. I think he was there at least for last year. I can't recollect if he was there before that as well. But again, one of those spots which I feel like I'm struggling to fill just because of the lack of depth in the Indian batting core there. But Atharva Taide plays for Vidarbha, has a decent domestic record and can do well. Infamously, he's one of only 2 batters who's been retired out in the IPL. This happened last year when he made like 50 plus score in like 40 odd balls when the required run rate was at like 10 plus or whatever. And they were forced to kind of retire him because there were like a bunch of big hitters to come, and he was just not middling the ball. Unfortunately for him, he holds that record, but I think he's still probably a capable enough batter to come in and score some impactful runs, and that is where I feel like he might be better used lower down in the order instead of eating up a lot of deliveries at the top. He can go in with very clear instructions on facing the last 10 balls of the innings or whatever, and then trying to make as big an impact as he can. So I think that might be a better position for him. Number 8, I have Rishi Dhawan. Again, one of those Indian pacers who adds a lot of variety, can bowl in the middle overs, and can add a few runs towards the end as well. Interestingly enough, Rishi Dhawan was actually in the US a couple of years ago, and I had an opportunity to play alongside him in one of our local league games here. Great person, great human being. And I think he has a lot of skill, and he's shown that he's shown glimpses of it multiple times through his career. But for his own sake, I'll be hoping that he has a very consistent and a very high-performing year for Punjab Kings this time. He can be one of those players who can make a significant difference as well. So that was my number 8. And at number 9, I have Harshal Patel. I think he's a great addition to the team. Like I said, he just strengthens that pace bowling lineup for Punjab Kings. Domestic player, knows how to bowl in the middle and in the death overs. Not someone you would bowl up top in the power play, but once the power play is done, I think he is someone who can utilize his variations very effectively, especially on tracks that have a little bit of grip or lower bounce. I think that's where he just comes into his own, and he can have some devastating impact on games. We've seen him do it previously. Was a Purple Cap winner a couple of years ago, so it'll be very nice for him to make a mark in this new team of his, and really establish himself again as a go-to death over specialist for Punjab Kings as well. Right, at number 10, I have Kagiso Rabada. Again, world class player, has had a couple of off seasons now, but I think, if Rabada is in full form, this bowling attack is a very strong one, and I feel like he adds a little bit of variety, or a little bit of strength in the batting as well as needed later towards the end, especially if you're batting first and you need a couple of quick hits towards the end just to set things up. I think he's a good person to go to as well. But I think, as a bowler, hopefully he has a big impact on this tournament, has a lot of quality and class. We've all seen it before, Purple Cap winner previously too. So two ex-Purple Cap winners in the team now. So I think the bowling attack is looking pretty sorted. At number 11, I have Rahul Chahar, the leg spinner who's been around for quite some time now. Again, has had some breakthrough seasons previously with Mumbai Indians, and then subsequently moving to Punjab Kings, and he's had kind of on and off seasons again. Hopefully, he's again one of those players who can step up and deliver for the team. And they'll have a very successful year if that could happen. And at number 12, our man Arshdeep Singh, one of the contenders for a spot in India's T20 World Cup as well. I think someone who's exceptionally good with the new ball, but fantastic at the death too. Has a lot of variations, knows how to bowl in the crunch parts of the game. I think he is going to be kind of a leader of the pack in addition to Kagiso Rabada. But I think that kind of rounds up what I think is an incredibly impressive bowling lineup for them. Just to summarize, I think, as I mentioned, a lot will depend on some of these overseas stars kind of coming into form, but also the ability for Punjab Kings to make their domestic batters feel comfortable enough and confident enough that they belong here and they can go out and perform. Hopefully some of these domestic Indian players can actually make a mark for themselves. But a theme for this season will be that, a lot of these players have been underperforming for the last couple of years. They are much better than that, and they are capable of doing much bigger things. So the theme for them this year will be to extract more out of their players, and then they have shown faith in them. So now it's time for the players to deliver on that promise. Predictions. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I think I felt like they could have been a little bit more adventurous in terms of shaking things up a little bit. Clearly, it's a team that a lot hasn't gone their way over the last few years. So at least specifically in the Indian batting department, I think they could have kind of obviously retained Shah Rukh Khan to begin with, but also gone after a couple of other quality Indian batters that were available in the auction. So I think they missed a trick there. Even someone like a Manish Pandey would have been a good fit for this team to come in at either number 3 or number 5 to kind of really strengthen that batting core. But unfortunately, they've missed a trick there. So I feel like they could have been a little bit bolder in their strategy for building this team. But they've shown the faith in the players, so let's see what the players do. But I am not expecting them to finish in the top 4. I do think that they will probably improve from their 8th position last year. But it's going to be a tough ask for them to qualify for the playoffs. Like I said, it's a really good bowling attack. If Rahul Chahar can kind of hold the spin department together, I think it's a pretty solid bowling attack. But batting-wise, I think there are a few holes in there that need to be plugged. Can they plug it this season? That remains to be seen. If so, they could, kind of make a push for the top 4. But at least the way I look at it, I think it's going to be a hard task for them to qualify for the playoffs this time. Right, so that was my review or a preview for Punjab Kings. What are your thoughts? Do you feel like they can do better than 8th this time? Do you think they can actually make it to the playoffs? Let me know in the comments. Please do like this video, subscribe to this channel so that you get notified of more exciting content that is going to drop over the next several weeks with the IPL going on. Please do share this channel or this video with your friends and family, anyone who's interested in the sport of cricket or follows the IPL IPL closely, please do share it with them. Help this channel grow. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Shravan signing off on Willow and Leather, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.